I welcome you to this preview video of the English Premiership. 29th match day, I think that is. So we're somehow approaching the closing stages of the season. And we're gonna do it as we usually do, with the assistance of this Betmaster Tool that you can get your access to as well. If you follow the link in the description, and you're very welcome, of course, in the community as well, in this Discord and on my daily Twitch streams that I occasionally do in English language as well, most recently. So this is what the computer compiled for us. Here are the matches, and we're gonna have a quick look. Of course, Brighton against Liverpool. May not sound this exciting. We have like a 4.7 on the draw, which could closely be indicated. We can compare here the true prices and the expected prices. Expected 3.88 as an average on the draw. X here 3.999 is the real value. So 1 in 4 matches ends in a draw. Oh, that's a different order. Oh no, they have Wednesday or Thursday matches still to come. We have a 461 here, which looks like an indication. We can compare it, especially of course for these two sides. Brighton are very rich in draws. Liverpool, of course, not so much, but the 6 are still more than I expected, and these 12 are a lot more than I expected. These 5 at home are more than I expected, and those 3 on the road by Liverpool are around this value. And concerning the goals, Brighton under here, under there, Liverpool over here, under here, scored too many, conceded too few. Still, after Wednesday's success or Tuesday's success, although they lost to Inter, they still promoted. Maybe a little deflection or the what is it called? Anyway, they didn't play all those brilliant games. Also not against Inter Milan by not scoring a goal, although the chances were there. Brighton 4 losses in a row. I didn't know that, but still small indication. So maybe if you wish to go for the draw, 4.7 or 4.61 is a very good price, indicated by the computer. Spatzer DK, hello. I'm just going through, I'm recording those videos. Brentford, Burnley, the computer would very much like to go with Burnley. By the way, we have this statistic-based method as to compare with those predictions in terms of goal expectancies. And here we see that this is the wrong match day. That's all I can say, because we are looking for match day 29, Taro Black High. I'm recording this on stream, so a couple of people watching me recording here. Brentford, Burnley, no, we were looking at Brighton against Liverpool, and here we have this statistic-based method that still would say a little more goals for either side, so maybe a bit less of a draw. Here are the true prices, so these 3.95 would possibly go up to 4.10 or 4.20, still would be indicated and still giving Brighton a reasonable chance to survive, although we all know that 4 losses in a row are, well, that's also partly what market effects, and also, of course, it affects oneself, that you think, well, how can they survive against Liverpool, of course. And Brentford against Burnley, I would very much like to go with Burnley for these two prices, 327, 368, 327, 368, clear indication on X2, but we need confirmation by the statistic-based method, and here would say, okay, chances for Brentford slightly better than in this model, but still it would be good enough for an indication, although it's marginal only. But we have another way to check it. How did they perform most recently? And we will find out that Brentford lost all their games until the last one that they won, obviously, and they lost the last two, but it was against Chelsea and Leicester without scoring a goal, not so good. But before that, they won a couple of points or lost just a single one in the six before. And I was also supporting them, and statistically we get kind of a confirmation, not such a brilliant one, but I would support the bet on Burnley x2 not to lose the game. And Manchester United, Tottenham, we compare this here with the market 213. That's very, in this case I wouldn't wish to bet. Of course, 213, so much respect for Tottenham and so much discussed concerning Manchester United. No one likes them somehow, and here we get even confirmation that we could even go a bit higher with the price. Still 213 sounds like, well, what somehow the right price. 220 would be maximum. We still wouldn't bet it then, and so we leave it alone. Of course, I wouldn't change sides now and go with Tottenham, although the 365 already once again looks tempting a bit. 365 for a draw, it is a big one, and 8 draws are more than expected. 3 draws for Tottenham, not at all playing draw. Anyway, it could be interesting. It's very marginally indicated, and maybe a chance for this one to end in a draw. Chelsea against Newcastle, of course. Newcastle now escaping the danger zone, and Chelsea, today I even predicted a win. Computer price was 128. Of course, there's still a chance, maybe, to move up a bit, but most likely championship is gone anyway. Too many losses, and so not this much motivation. I find this well compiled here, and we can of course compare it again with this model here. Here it says even better chances for Newcastle, 136, maybe going up to 140, but here those prices are going along with market, although even 530 is very close as well to a draw, which is a possibility with Newcastle performing so well. And 530, close enough, maybe. Very good prices, and of course, small probability. If you want to see it here, you can see it here. Computer would say 18%, 18.83, and this is more or less the true price too. So in 18.83 or 19% of the cases, you will win a lot of money, and which would be in the long run profitable, but only by this much, very marginally. Here it would tell us very much to go with it for the draw. We all know what happened to Everton, losing. Wolves also with a couple of losses in a row now. Statistics not so good for them, and both in some jeopardy, how would you call it? But Everton, even in the very, very huge danger zone, 17th place, very close to relegation here. 21 Burnley, Watford also, and not even Norwich fully shaken off. Anyway, would that be an indication for a draw? They are not playing any draws. It doesn't help Everton really, although they might take any point for now just to regain confidence. It sounds like an under 2 with very low values here, but we can of course compare it here. Here it says a little more and a little edge to Everton even, which may be the case, and market also confirming it. Here it would even tell us, try with the X2. I do not like Wolves so much, and especially the statistical method tells us again it's only very, very marginal. With these, as I mentioned, somewhat better chances even for Everton to win the match, a few more goals. So very marginal. I would maybe then rather not take Wolves, although I know how awful Everton are. Leeds against Norwich. Computer would now possibly once again give Norwich a little chance here, although as we saw it's still possible, but it's a long way to catch 3 other teams or to take over 2 of them and catch Everton or the other 2. And here it says even somewhat better chances for Leeds, so we'd rather forget it. Maybe the draw once again, but we do not have these many draws that we saw already in the league, and they are playing 8 and they played 5. They a little more, they a little less. Yeah, all those X indications, huge prices, small probability, huge gain in case you succeed. Southampton against Watford looks like an X2 very much, but we need confirmation. Of course, I know Southampton are somewhat better recently, but here we get full confirmation that Watford are really doing a decent job and maybe still with the chances alive. Well, very much alive, but we have to look at the recent shape here. Loss, draw, very marginal loss here by 1 goal to Arsenal. Draw at Manchester, losing badly, but before that winning at Aston Villa, so they are fighting. Of course, losing important games too. Here a draw, a loss. But yeah, not really reliable. Southampton lost the last one, but were on a good run, really. But beating Norwich, Everton, well, low sides, drawing at Manchester United, good result. Winning at Tottenham as well. Manchester City, even a draw. Looks like good here. Still, we would support Watford, also in view of just 5 home wins, 7 draws, 1 loss, and here 3-3-7 is still some resistance. Also not conceding many goals, 16 are far less than expected, and actually their efforts seem to be even a bit better than their results. So we have to go with Watford X2 and West Ham, Aston Villa. Why do I get those probabilities here now? 214, 222. I don't know what West Ham still busy today with an important one, big one against good side anyway in Europe. But 221 would not be enough for me, although it sounds pretty good. But with this midweek business, and we have the comparison here, it says even better chances for Aston Villa, so no chance we are going to go with West Ham, also with midweek's business, and so we are not by all means. It's no way to go with West Ham, and no chance to go with Aston Villa as well. So we leave it. Here it's once again X2, maybe marginal. Arsenal against Leicester. We do not like Leicester at all, whereby Arsenal also not, they are winning their games, but always a bit shaky. 462, 6.03. We compare it here. Here it says better chances for Arsenal, so we would rather forget Leicester. We do not like them. They are not playing well. It's not good enough. 462 to 6.03. Once again, from comparing it here it would say marginally, maybe the draw, and yeah, X2 very marginal. But the statistics say here more goals for both sides, making the draw less likely, and also the chances for Arsenal rating a bit better, maybe 165 or something like that. And then we wouldn't, well, it's too close, and we do not like Leicester enough. We do not like them at all, or do we? Good morning. We check it out here. Okay, they won the last 2, also without conceding, drawing here. So here it looks promising a bit that they recover. Arsenal, as I said, usually winning their games by very small margin, narrowly, drawing 3-0, 0, 1-0, 2-1, 2-1, 3-2. And still, well, it's not enough for a bet on Leicester, although some signs might also tell us the draw is not so badly predicted here. 460 or what we got here, maybe just good enough. So yeah, and Crystal Palace, Manchester City, I think we would rather skip no matter what. So let's compare here. 994, 570 would once again be close enough to a draw. We compare this here. Crystal Palace playing lots of draws, Manchester City not at all. They are usually winning their games, although we know that it happens occasionally they drop a point. They draw a lot, but that's not the criteria. Maybe we all know that Manchester City can pull the screws or whatever and do what is needed to win these games. Anyway, we see that we have a couple of indications. We see in the whole league we do not have this clear draw indication. Some teams play a bit more. That's not really the thing to look at too much. They do not sound so much like draws. Still, it will happen here or there. So I think the only very, very decent bet looks... No, the two ones look like Burnley not to lose and Watford not to lose. Those are the ones I can sign with some conviction. And the other draws, there are a couple of indications. Usually the market being a bit above the fair price, it's usually marginal, also in view of these very the slightly less draws that are occurring in this league. And but anyway, you know what you risk: little to gain a lot, and there will be a draw here or there occasionally. So thanks a lot for this one now, and I'm gonna stop recording now. Thank you. Bye bye for now.